Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Theruvan Saranai. Good evening, Venerable Mahasangha, Sayalays, and brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today we are going to talk about a new triplet, and that is the Sekkha Tika. First, we will look at the three terms of the Sekkha Tika, appertaining to training triplet. The first term is Sekkha Dhamma, states that appertain to training. The second term, Asekkhā Dhamma, states not appertaining to training. And finally, Neva Sekkha, nāsekkhā dhammā, states neither appertaining nor not appertaining to training. First, we will look at Sekkha Dhamma, states that appertain to training. Now, here in Pali, there are two alternative spellings given for this word. It's sometimes spelled as Sekkha, and alternatively, it's also spelled as Sekkha. They both mean the same thing, and it refers to one who is in the course of perfection. There are 7 such individuals. So to understand this further, we need to know a little bit about the 8 noble ones, the Atta Ariya Puggala. So who are the 8 noble ones? So as you all know, there are 8 individuals who are on the path of liberation. So first we get the path of stream entry. And this lasts for only one mind moment, one chittakana. And following that, we get the stream enterer, the sotapanna individual. Then we get the path of one's returning, the sakadagami magga person. And that also lasts only for one mind moment, one chittakana. Next, we get the one's returner, the anagami person. One's returner is the sakadagami. Next, we get the anagami magga, the path of non-returning. Again, it lasts only for one chittakshana. And following that, we get the anagami, the person who has achieved the fruit of anagami. And the 7th is the path of arahant, the arahatta magga, which lasts only one chittakana. Now, these 7 individuals are termed Sekkha, and they are still in the path of training. The final individual is the Arahant. He has completed the course of training, and he is called Asekkhā. So to understand this better, what this process is about, we look at the cognitive process pertaining to the attainment of path and fruit. So as you can see, we start with the bhavanga, stream of bhavanga or life continuum. Next, we get the vibrational or the bhavanga chalana. Following that, we get the arrest bhavanga upacheda, and that is followed by mind-adverting, the manodvara vajjana chitta. This chitta is followed by 4 chittas, the parikamma, upachara, anuloma, and gotrabhu chittas, which are kamavachara, jnana sampayutta, mahakusala chittas. That is the sense sphere, jnana sampayutta kusala would be the wholesome chittas with knowledge. Now, it's after these 4 chittas that we get the path consciousness, and it lasts for only one mind moment, one chittakana. And that is why the person who attains this, we say it lasts only for one mind moment, and it is immediately preceded by the fruition consciousness. And thereafter, until that individual attains the next path, he will be someone who has attained the fruition. And the duration of that period, we cannot tell, because it may take either a short period of time or a long period of time, which we can't tell. There's no fixed duration. But when it comes to the path and the fruition, the duration between the two lasts only one chittakana. And that is why on the previous slide, so if I go back, we mentioned that the path of stream entry, path of one's returning, path of non-returning, and the path of the arahant lasts only for one mind moment. So, Sekkha Dhamma. Now, this is the description given in the Atthasālinī, the commentary to the Dhammasaṅgaṇī. And with regards to this phrase, Tisu Sikkhasu Jātati Sekkha, means arising from the threefold discipline. So when we say appertaining to training, the word Sekkha refers to arising from the threefold discipline. Now, what is the threefold discipline? It refers to sila, virtue, samadhi, concentration, and panya, wisdom. So it is through sila, samadhi, panya that one can achieve or become a noble person. So this whole process, this whole training process of sila, samadhi, panya is what is referred to as Sekkha. And arising from that threefold discipline, we get the four maggas and the four phala. So depending on which stage they are in that training, they will be called either Sekkha or Asekkhā. So the first 7 stages are called appertaining to training because they belong to the 7 stages of discipline. And because their sila, samadhi, and panya have not reached its completion, it's still unfulfilled, it's not complete. Because it's not complete, also they are called Sekkha. So in summary, Sekkha Dhamma refers to the mental properties, the Chitta Cetasika Dhamma of the 7 ariya Puggala, the 7 noble individuals, namely the path of stream entry, stream enterer, path of one's returning, one's returner, path of non-returning, non-returner, and the path of arahant. And these individuals are the ones who are still training in sila, virtue, samadhi, concentration, and panya, wisdom. We'll now look at the Nikkepa Khandha, the summary section description of Sekkha Dhamma. Which are the states that appertain to training? Katame Dhamma Sekkha. Chattaro Magga Apariya Panna. The 4 paths which are unincluded. So these refer to the Sotapatti, Sakadagami, Anagami, and Arihat, Magga, Chitta, Cetasika. Hettimani cha tini samanya phalani. Hettimani refers to the lower, whatever lower. And what are they referring to here? Samanya phalani, the 3 lowest fruits of the life of a recluse. So when we say the 3 lowest fruits, it's with reference to the Sotapatti, Sakadagami, and Anagami phala chitta cetasika. Ime Dhamma Sekkha. These are the states that appertain to training. The commentary chapter, Atthakatha Khandam section, gives the exact same phrase. So there is nothing different from the Nikkepa Khandha description compared to the Atthakatha description because it's very clear. So what are the Dhammas that are called Sekkha? It refers to the 4 supramundane or the unincluded magga and the 3 lowest fruits of the life of a recluse. So we get 4 magga chitta cetasika and 3 phala chitta cetasika except the arahat phala. Right? So we get all together 7 supramundane consciousness together with their mental factors. This is a slide that gives the summary of the analytical states belonging to Sekkha Dhamma. We get the 4 Magga Chitta, path consciousness, the 3 Frushan consciousness, the Phala Chitta, except Arahatta Phala Chitta, and the associated 36 Cetasika, mental factors. Right, so we now will be moving to the next term, Asekkhā Dhamma. So before that, we'll go back and have a look at the Atta Ariya Puggala. So here, the first 7 are called Sekkha. The 8th is called Asekkhā because he has completed the course of training. So Asekkhā Dhamma refers to, or states not appertaining to training, refers to from there being no higher discipline to acquire. He has achieved the highest discipline that can be acquired. So these states are called not appertaining to training. In other words, developed states of mature discipline are called by this name. So this is synonymous for the things constituting the fruition, which is arahantship. So Asekkhā Dhamma refers to the states that belong to that of an arahat individual, which would be the fruition consciousness and the 36 mental factors associated with that consciousness. So Asekkhā Dhamma refers to the mental properties or the chitta cetasika of an ariya individual who has attained arahantship. So who are these individuals? It could either be a Buddha, a fully enlightened one, a Pacceka Buddha, enlightened one only for himself, or an arahant. In other words, those who have completed their training in sila, virtue, samadhi, concentration, and panya, wisdom, and have eliminated all defilements. The Nikkepa Khandam description, the summary section description of Asekkhā Dhamma. Which are the states not appertaining to training? Katame Dhamma, Asekkhā. Uparittimang, Arahatta Phalang. Uparittimang refers to the topmost. And what is the topmost? The topmost fruit. The fruit that is arahantship. Ime Dhamma Asekkhā. These are the states not appertaining to training. Now again, the commentary chapter, the Atta Katha Khandam description has no difference compared to the Nikkepa Khandam description because there is nothing further that needs to be described. So basically, Asekkhā Dhamma refers to the arahant phala, chitta and the cetasika that arises together with it. So the analytical states under Asekkhā Dhamma, states not appertaining to training, consists of arahant fruition consciousness, the arahatta phala chitta, together with 36 cetasika, mental factors. We now come to the last term. Neva sekkha, nāsekkhā dhammā, states neither appertaining nor not appertaining to training. Now this third phrase is used in rejecting both. Now what does it reject? It says, whatever states that are classified under this term are neither sekkha, they're neither appertaining to training, nāsekkhā. So here the word nāsekkhā is formed by combining two words, na and asekkhā. So when the two A's in na and asekkhā are combined, it forms nāsekkhā. So here again, it refers to not appertaining to training. So whatever states that are not, that doesn't fall under the first two terms are classified under this third term. So the Nikkepa Khandam, summary section description of Neva sekkha, nāsekkhā dhammā. Which are the states neither appertaining nor not appertaining to training? Katame Dhamma, Neva sekkha, nāsekkhā. Te dhamme tapetva. The aforementioned states excluded. Now here what they mean by aforementioned states are the states that were mentioned under Sekkha Dhamma and Asekkhā Dhamma. So excluding those states, everything else is classified under this term. So what are they? Avasesa, the remaining, kusala bhyakata. The remaining kusala, wholesome, akusala, unwholesome, abhyakata, indeterminate, dhamma. Relating to kamavachara, the sense sphere, rupavachara, fine material sphere, arupavachara, immaterial sphere. the aggregates of Vedana, feeling, Sanya, perception, Sankhara, mental formations, and Vijnana, consciousness. So all of these avasesa, remaining kusala, akusala, abhyakata dhamma, are classified under 4 aggregates, starting from Vedana until Vijnana khandha. Sabbancha rupam and all material form, asankatacha dhātu and the unconditioned element, ime dhamma neva sekkha nāsekkhā. These are the states neither appertaining nor not appertaining to training. Now here, of course, under the Atthakatha khandha description, it is different compared to the first 2 terms, because what they have done here is they have summarized everything, the states that were mentioned under the Nikkepa khandha, they have written it in a very concise manner. So let's see how it is described. Katame dhamma neva sekkha nāsekkhā. Which are the states neither appertaining nor not appertaining to training? Tisu bhumisu kusala. The wholesomes belonging to the 3 planes of existence. Akusala, unwholesome. Tisu bhumisu vipako. Resultants of the 3 planes. Tisu bhumisu kiriyabhyakatan. The functional indeterminates of the 3 planes. Now you might be wondering why akusala is not described under any of the planes. We have kusala described as being under 3 planes. Vipaka is described again under 3 planes and kiriyabhyakatan under 3 planes. But akusala is not mentioned specifically. No plane is mentioned here. The reason is because all akusala are kamavachara. They all belong to the sense sphere, and it's understood. There's no reason to say akusala belonging to the sense sphere, because that is understood. So for that reason, it is not mentioned under which plane of existence that it arises in. Next, we have rupancha and matter, nibbānancha, and the final state of deliverance. Under the Nikkepa khandha description, it was mentioned as asankatacha dhātu, but here it's mentioned as nibbāna. So the word nibbāna has different alternative words that describes the same thing. So here it is given as another term that describes the same thing. Ime dhamma neva sekkha nāsekkhā. These are the states neither appertaining nor not appertaining to training. So in summary, the analytical states classified under neva sekkha nāsekkhā dhamma are the 17 mundane wholesome consciousness, the 17 kusala, the 12 akusala unwholesome consciousness, the 32 mundane vipaka resultants, the 20 functionals kiriya, the 52 cetasika mental factors, 28 rupa matter, and the final state of deliverance nibbāna. So if we look at these 3 terms again, the first term is Sekkha Dhamma, and all the states that are classified under that term are supramundane, lokuttara. The second term, Asekkhā Dhamma, is again all the states classified under that term are lokuttara. And here, neva sekkha nāsekkhā dhamma, under this term, everything classified is not mundane, but it's a mixture of both mundane and supramundane, because nibbāna is also classified here. So now another good exercise to become very thorough with the triplets is to take each term and mentally try to analyze them. So for example, if you take the first triplet, Sekkha Tika, you think kusala dhamma, to which planes do they belong? So kusala dhamma belongs to all 4 planes. Akusala dhamma belongs to the sense sphere plane. And then abhyakata dhamma belongs to both the mundane as well as the supramundane plane. Likewise, you should be able to analyze these terms in different ways. So you can take based on the 4 planes, you can take based on the khandha, āyatana, dhātu, sacca. So the reason why we need to be able to analyze these dhammas in different ways is because it will be helpful when it comes to learning the vibhanga pakaraṇa, the dhātu katha pakaraṇa, yamaka pakaraṇa, and finally the pattāna pakaraṇa. Because you have to have a very thorough, a very comprehensive knowledge of these mātikas, because the next couple of books are almost entirely based on these mātikas. So we come to the end of this lesson, and the exercise for this week is to categorize the analytical states of Sekkha Tika appertaining to training triplet according to khandha, aggregates, āyatana, bases, dhātu, elements, and ariya sacca, noble truths. Now time for questions. You can ask any questions based on either this triplet or any previous triplets.
Doctor, there's a question here. As just now, Doctor mentioned that the akusala, the unwholesome dhamma can only arise in kamavachara, can only be kamavachara. So the questioner asks, why is it only can arise in the kamavachara? Because also for rupavachara beings, they also would have like lobha and dosa. So why we say that akusala is only for kamavachara?
Yes, that's a good question. So what we mean by that akusala are only kamavachara dhamma is that they belong to the kamavachara plane. So it doesn't mean that they don't arise in other planes. They arise elsewhere. So you do see akusala arising in the rupavachara plane when and also the arupavachara plane. So beings who are born in the rupavachara and arupavachara planes also have also generate akusala dhamma, but the dhamma itself, these akusala dhamma, are termed as kamavachara because they predominantly arise in the kamavachara plane. It is based on that we call the akusala dhamma kamavachara. When it comes to kusala can be either kamavachara, rupavachara, arupavachara, or lokuttara. Again, even these kusala. Now, let's say a human being who is, that means a person who is in the sense sphere, the kamavachara bhumi, meditates and develops a jhana, a certain rupavachara jhana. So the rupavachara jhana belongs to the rupavachara plane. However, he has generated that chitta while he is living in the kamavachara bhumi, while he is a sense sphere being. So again, there is no limitation. So even a kamavachara individual can generate either kamavachara, rupavachara, arupavachara, or lokuttara chitta cetasika. But the way we name these chitta cetasika is based on where these chitta cetasika predominantly arise. Okay, so in the absence of questions, we will conclude our lesson. The next lesson, due to unavoidable circumstances, we had to change our schedule, will be on the 8th of December. And we will conduct the following two lessons in January. But because there's going to be a 1 month period, a void, we thought that we will do a couple of recordings because not the next tika now. Next tika will be paritta tika. The following tika is paritta tika. We are going to start somewhat complex mātikas, the arammana tikas, the sense-object triplets. Now, these require a very good understanding about the arammana, the objects. So we thought we will upload a few videos to help you understand better the subsequent arammana tika. So we have paritta arammana tika, then we have atita arammana, magga arammana, like that. We have ajjata arammana. We have a couple of triplets which are a little complex if you're not well versed with the basics. So we'll try and cover the basics of those of the arammana during the month of December, so that By the time we start our next lesson in January, which will be the Parittaramana Tika, it will not be difficult for you to follow. It is now time to share merits. I would like all of you to join me.
现在呢，老师邀请大家呢，跟着老师一起呢，我们来将今天所累积的种种功德呢，与大家分享。
Akhasatta ca Bhummatta Deva Naga Mahittika Punyantang Anumoditva Chiran Rakhantu Sasanam Chiran Rakhantu Desanam Chiran Rakhantu Mamparam Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñāteo Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñāteo Idam me ñāti nang hotu sukhita hontu ñāteo Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satan samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya Idam me punyang asavakya vahang hotu Idam me punya nibbanassa paccayo hotu Mama punya bhagang sabba sattanang bhajemi Te sabbe me samang punya bhagang labantu Buddha Sasanam Chiram Tiktatu, Buddha Sasanam Chiram Tiktatu, Buddha Sasanam Chiram Tiktatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Brother Gigi.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.